Hello, hello, hello. Hi, hi, hi. Woo. It's Muriel Atipo, alias Miss Purple Coach, live today on LinkedIn. If you're on LinkedIn, say hello. I'm also live on YouTube and other platforms as well on Facebook. How are you doing? Good, good, good. Fantastic. So say hi if you're passing by, coming round. It'll be good to just have a chat with you today. I'm going to talk to you about how to increase your brand awareness, your personal brand awareness. So I can't wait to share some insight with you. So do say hi in the chat so I know who I'm talking to. Fantastic, that'd be great. And if you can share, please do share, like, comment, that would be great. Fantastic, good, good, good. So I want to make sure that you can hear me properly. So can you indicate in the chat that you can hear me properly, you can see me properly, and that it's all good so I can get started. So how are you doing, by the way? Please do put in a comment where are you watching from. That would be great. Fantastic, Suzanne. I can see on YouTube. Good, good, good. Thank you for being around. How are you doing? Fantastic. Just let me know. I'm doing fine. Today is Friday. It's weekend. And I wanted to make sure that I come around as you've been, for those of you who've been following me, I've been coming around live every Friday on LinkedIn to talk about personal branding topic. And I'm here and I'm going to be around for the next coming weeks as well. So I'm not going anywhere else but here with you. So that's really good, really good. Fantastic. So for those who don't know me, so I just want to introduce myself briefly. So I'm Muriel Atipo. I'm based in France and I'm known as Miss Purple Coach. Exactly. Great. Thank God it's Friday. I like that. And I help women entrepreneurs, coaches, consultants, and women professionals to build their brand. And what I like to say is actually, I would rather say to reveal their personal brand, because I believe that you actually reveal from the inside out your personal brand so they can be known, so they can be visible, they can also have influence, impact, and also more income. And what I'm really passionate about is to help them to actually have a personal brand which is aligned with their life purpose. So this is what I'm about, helping people to actually identify the reason why they're here and make sure that they have that as their first priority. So to live up for your life purpose. Right, so I'm here to talk about how to increase your brand awareness. So I'm going to just explain what I believe is brand awareness and how you can actually increase it. And I'm going to give you 7 things that you can do from today, 7 actions that you can take. Things are very practical to increase your brand awareness. Hi, Veronica. How are you doing? Fantastic. On LinkedIn, this is great because I'm just starting off doing my live on LinkedIn. So I really rely on you to be to be here, to be participants, and to be sharing, liking, commenting, so we can have really a share, heart to heart together. So please do comment. If you've got any questions, I'll be here to answer your questions. So we're talking about personal branding, and we're talking about how to increase your brand awareness. So when it comes to brand awareness, what it is, so basically, it's very simple. Brand awareness is how you get seen and recognized by your audience or by your target customers. So it's basically how familiar people are with your brand. Is your brand being seen? How people see you? Can your customer, your ideal customer, easily find you and identify you, whether it's been on the social media? So I'm going to tell you how you can actually increase the way you've been visible and recognized actually on the social media, especially on social media platform. So it's 3 things that you want to achieve with your brand awareness. You want to be recognized, you want to be remembered, and you want to be revered. So the first things that brand awareness will help you with is actually to be recognized, to make sure that people know you. So it's to increase your know your know factor. So there's 2 things important: is people to know you. People do business with people they know, they do business with people they like, and they do business with people they trust. So working on your brand awareness will help you to actually increase your know, like, and trust factor, which is very essential in your brand strategy. So the first things you want in terms of, one strategy that you can use to actually increase your brand awareness, the first thing I would say is, first of all, you want to find out where you are with your brand awareness. So you can actually monitor your brand awareness. So the first thing you want to set up, if you've not done it yet, it's what we call the measurements. Like, you can Google alerts, and if you set up a Google alerts, then Google alerts will allow you to know when your brand is mentioned. Whenever anyone mention your name or your brand, which is your name or the name of your company, Google will send you an email and let you know that someone's mentioned you. And you need to be aware of that, because if people are talking about your brand, whether good or bad, you want to know. So you have to set up a way when you can measure how many times people are mentioning your brand. And it's something that you can easily set up on Google. So you've got a Google account, or you can create one, and you can just set up an alert with your brand name, whether it be your company name or whether it be your own name, or if you've got any product, services, or anything you want, you can set up alerts as well. And you can also set up alerts for keywords. So keywords for your industries, for example. And Google will be emailing you, whenever you've got those name or your brand name mentioned. So that's the first start, because before you set up a strategy for increasing your brand awareness, you need to find out, how you're going to monitor that. And if you've not done it yet, then you need to set that up first of all. So something as simple like Google Alert, or there's something called brandmentions.com. It's a new website I just came across that has got a free version of it, where you can set up alerts for yourself, and you can also do it for your competitors as well. So you can be monitoring the different times, the numbers of mentions for your brand. So that's the main thing you need to set up. Then the number one thing that you want to do as well, that you can do, is to create brand partnership or collabs. So you can decide, like, for example, I can mention company like Apple and MasterCard, for example, or BMW, there's Mercedes, the different companies that different times decided to go on partnership for launching a new product, for doing a campaign together, because they share the same values or they've got the same objectives with their brand. So they want to make sure they can leverage and, leverage on each of the brands. So when you partner with another brand, whether it be for your product or if you're a coach, you want to probably organize maybe an event, a conference together, or maybe you want to co-write a book with another coach or writer, or you could also co-write an article. Then that will help you to leverage on the other person's brand and audience as well, so that we increase your brand reach as well. So that's a good way of increasing your brand awareness, leveraging on somebody else's brand. When you do that, you want to make sure that you do go on partnership with people with who you share the same values as well, and you've got the same kind of objectives as well. So that's a very good way, and easy and faster way to build your brand awareness, or to increase it. Then you have what you can do. You can use hashtags. So whenever you post on the social media, you want to be able to use hashtag. I'm sure you know what those hashtags are, those hashtag that we use. So because when you use a branded hashtags, like with your brand name, for example, I use my Miss Purple Coach hashtag. So whenever I post on the social media, because then you will know when anyone mention you or mention your hashtag, you can have a trail of whatever has been said about you. So you can actually have a if you tap your hashtag on the search, like a social media search area, like, which is Facebook or LinkedIn, you can do search. You can use it as a search engine tool. And whenever you put your hashtag, then all the posts, all the content that's been linked to your hashtag will actually show up. So that's a good way of finding out who's been using your hashtag as well. And it's a good way of finding out all the content that's been published under your hashtag. So that's a good way as well. And whenever you find any content that's been using your hashtag, you can repost that content as well. So that give you a kind of history of what's been, posting under your hashtag. So do have a branded hashtag with your brand name, and that will increase your brand awareness as well. And do tell your clients, do tell your customers, do tell people that want to mention you to use your hashtag, your branded hashtags as well. So second one you want to do, you want to be using your client's testimonial. This will help you increase, your social proof, and how you actually use your social proof to actually increase your brand awareness. That will boost your credibility, your brand credibility. So whenever you have your customers giving you reviews, especially if you can get video reviews, if you can get testimonials, whether written, video testimonials, you want to use that, and you want to post that on your website, and you want to post it as well as much as you can on your social media. So that will definitely increase your credibility. That will drive, also awareness to your brand, and that will give you get you sales as well, because people want, to trust your brand because they've seen people talking about your brand and people trusting you with your product and services. So that will definitely have increase the trust that they have in your brand, your prospect and customers as well. So that's number 2, use customer testimony. Also, what you can do is to be like a guest on blogs. You could decide to be a guest on the blog. So you can write articles for other blogs as well. So you can have your own blog, but you can also write articles on different blogs. So that will help you to be also be seen by a different audience as well. So you can increase the reach of your viewing of your content, of your articles, if you actually write articles for other blogs. And there's so many blogs that are always looking up for contributors. So you can be searching for those blogs that are relevant for your brand and where you know where your customers are as well. So instead of driving traffic, because obviously it's always good to drive traffic to your blogs, but you can go where the traffic is and make sure your articles sit right there in those blogs as well. Does it make sense to you? So you let me know in the chat so far what I've talked about. Not using branded hashtag. I've talked about customer testimonial. I've talked about setting up monitoring as well, like Google Alerts. Can you put me in the chat one thing that you're going to be doing from today that makes sense to you? And what you can do as well, obviously publish content, relevant content, quality content in your social media. But before you do that, you want to make sure, especially if you're starting off on the social media, you want to select the platform where you know your audience is, when you know your target customers spend time. You don't want to be on different platforms, on the platform where your customer is not. So you want to make sure that you select the platform where you know you're going to have the maximum visibility and you're going to be in front of your customer or your ideal customers. So then you want to create content like infographics, quality content that are shareable, that you want people to be sharing. You know those content that can go viral. You want those content that people can share, to their friends, to their communities, and that kind of thing. But you want to make sure that on those content, you actually have your brand name, logo, or something about your brand. You know what I mean? So this is very important because everything you do, you want to make sure that it's branded, that people can recognize you, and that will definitely, increase, your brand awareness. So that's infographics. And also you can do something which I love doing actually. Hi, Mary. How are you doing? Good stuff. I'll read your comment in a minute. You're welcome. One thing I like doing is to talk publicly. If you can be a speaker, if you can be a speaker in conferences, if you can be a speaker in a workshop, or if you like speaking, if you can do your own Facebook Live, like what I'm doing right now, videos and stuff, definitely this is a good way because you will actually be able to build more rapport with your audience as well. That we see you in action, hear you talking, and this is more intimate as well. You understand, and especially the videos and Facebook Live, they get more reach and more views as well in the social media. So this is definitely one good thing if you like talking in front of the camera, or if you want to learn how to talk more confidently in front of the camera. This is really a good way of increasing your brand reach as well. And the good thing about when you talk in your camera and you actually build content, because every time you do a videos and things like that, you can actually reshare, those videos. You can extract videos. What I've started doing actually is to transcribe my video content into ebook content, into articles. So this is content that you have that you can repurpose, repurpose to use somewhere else as well. So video content for me just good because obviously when you talk, you tend to say a lot more than when you write. So there's a lot more content that you can produce when you talk your content as well. So be a guest speaker, conference, or you can be interviewed as well. So be interviewed on podcasts, be interviewed on other people's YouTube channel or whatever is going on, then this is a good one as well. Wow, I'm going to read your content in a minute and see if you've got any questions before I keep going. Okay, Mary, write on other sites to bring traffic on your site. Exactly, that will drive traffic on your site because you will have your website link in the article, so once people click on there or once people view your article on that website, that will also increase the your CEO as well. So that will have that effect. And obviously people will be going to visit your website and click on your links as well, so which is pretty good. You're welcome. I love the partnership idea, but how would a big brand agree to partner with a new smaller brand like mine? Yeah, that's a good question. So that happens, isn't it? So with bigger brands, so what you could do, for example, something that happens a lot within coachings and consulting and those kind of area is if you were going to a brand and asked to interview that brand or interview that person, that name, that brand name, then usually they're more likely to say, yeah, that's cool, because people like to be interviewed. People like, what do you call it? When you basically if you say you will go to a brand and say, yeah, I want to interview you on my channel within my community, then they will be more likely to do that, because that will bring more focus on them as well, bring more awareness on their brand as well. And usually they like being seen as well. So it's a good way interviewing like brand that that are bigger brands. You've got nothing to lose, everything to gain. And I've seen so many coaches doing that. People that are actually starting up one business, they're going about interviewing different celebrities and big brands and stuff like that. And that will help you to obviously increase your brand awareness, definitely, because you get in front of the audience as well. So that's pretty good. So you just ask. Good. So that's partnership. And also, one thing that's very important is to be consistent when you actually create your visuals. Be consistent on your visual, the colors you use for your brand, the font you use, be consistent in your message as well, the tone of your message, and that your slogan, if you've got a slogan as well, so to be consistent, because people want to you want to be recognized. You want people within seconds to recognize your brand when you publish. One thing like color is so important, when you publish. So if you've got brand color, make sure you're consistent with your brand color. If you've got brand fonts as well that you use, be consistent with that as well. So that's very important. And there's one thing as well, which is partnering with an influencer in your what do you call it again? In your area. If you've got it can be an influencer that you've got influencers which you have in your field. Or it could be also one thing that you can do locally. You can have influencers locally in your local community. Sometimes we tend to neglect a local community, but for example, not long I've been featured in the local magazine of my local community, and I have my portrait features in the local community, and I had the mayor asking me to be featured in the magazine, and that brought me more awareness within my local community. So I started doing some speaking engagements in the local community. So you don't neglect your local community as well. So you can definitely increase your brand awareness out there. And usually that will help with your visibility online as well, because what happened is that because I've been featured on the magazine and I've got the online magazine, so I'm seeing my article on the web as well. So do not neglect the local community. What you can do locally as well, you can link it to your what you do online and in the social media as well. So I hope that makes sense. But these are the ways that you can do from now on, to different tactics that you can use actually to increase your brand awareness from now. But the main thing, as I said, is to monitor, first of all, set some alerts on Google, and each time someone mentions you, then you know that you're being mentioned, and you want to be able to monitor that as well. Does it make sense? In your area exactly of expertise, exactly. Fantastic. So I've given you about 7 tactics that you can use from today. So I've talked about brand partnership. I've talked about using hashtag whenever you post, and branded hashtags as well. Using customer testimonial, very important. Create shareable content like infographics, where you can make sure that you brand them with your logo, your colors, and everything is about your brand. And partners as well, partnerships. Yeah, I've talked about that before. And make sure that you're consistent when you post with your colors, your fonts, your brand message. Yes, consistency as well. And public speaking, this is a very good one. And also you can be on podcasts and guest posts as well. This is very, very important, so that you can be on other platforms as well, and you can get more reach and more visible. Basically, this is what you want. So I hope those ones been helpful. Let me know in the chat which one you find more relevant to you, and which one you're going to apply from now on. Let me know in the chat. And if you've got any question, I'm going to answer 1 or 2 questions. Let me know. Good stuff. Interview, good idea. I will use that. Yes, interview. Exactly. Fantastic. Good. Yeah, you can use interview, and that's really good, because you use interview, and that will help you also to not only increase your brand awareness, but also you get to learn from those other brands as well, which is very good. So it's also educational for you, as well. So this is very good. Interviews. Fantastic. So let me know which one you find more relevant, and which one you're going to put in your strategy and that you can act on from today. Fantastic. Let me know before I say goodbye. Good stuff. So yeah, from my personal brand, so basically there's one thing I want to be doing more, is doing more partnership as well. So I've got more partnership that I'm working on, and this is going to be amazing. And I want also to be able to do more that interviews. This is a good one as well. But to be honest, this is very important to always have, like, when it comes to brand awareness in terms of strategy, is the biggest goal that you want to have when you actually work on your social media or your branding strategy. That's the number one thing you want to do, because if people are not seeing you, if not enough people are aware of your brand, then obviously you can't be recognized the way you want it. So this is always important to give priority to your increasing your brand awareness. And you want to make sure you can set up some benchmark as well. So you can decide that once you know how many times your brand is mentioned, or if you can set up like some goals, objectives that you want to reach in terms of views, in terms of mentions, and make sure you can monitor that as well, so you know that you're going somewhere. Fantastic. Good. Bonjour, accents. Fantastic. Good stuff. So it's been good being with you. Thank you for being with me. And for those of you that are watching replay, I can't wait to hear from you and to read your comments. And I'll see you next week, same time, same place. Can't wait, can't wait. If you've got any questions, then after, then it'll be a pleasure to answer those questions. So I'm going to read the last comments as well. Oh, thank you. My hair matches with my brown, my Miss Purple shirt. Exactly. This is part of brown awareness, by the way. Stick to the color, stick to the brown. Fantastic. Speaking in events, Mary, consistency in colors. Thanks. Exactly. So I can't wait for you to tell us about your next speaking engagements, isn't it? For example, I've got an example of that. I recently spoke on a broadcast with another coach that was on LinkedIn and across the different social media. It was 2 weeks ago. I spoke on branding, and then after, I had a lady commenting on the message, and on the broadcast and that, and I engaged with her on that, and then she later on reached to me and said that she wants to invite me to speak at a women's conference in Morocco next year. So this is pretty good, isn't it? This is good brand awareness. Just being invited as a guest on someone's podcast or interview or whatever, that really will help you to reach to more people. So this is pretty good. Oh yes. Fantastic. So do let me know, what are you going to take to put in place, and I can't wait to see you next week, Friday, same time, which is about 7 p.m. French time, and you're going to let me know what you've been able to put in practice. All right. See you next. And let me know if you've got any subject you want me to share about next, to share about next. Let me know, and that'll be a pleasure to talk about that as well. I will do branded hashtag and work on interviews. Fantastic. Thank you, Suzanne, Marketing Solutions. So good, your hair. So let's speak. Let's speak. Yes, that'll be good. Accents. Fantastic. Thank you for reaching out. Bye. See you next. Good stuff.